again, back to the fact that this isn't just psychedelics, right? We've got a number of ways we do this. You'll see a lot of ancient religions, forms of spiritual practices are really, they've gone to great lengths to step outside of the ego. One of my favorite examples, the whirling dervishes. You guys heard of these or seen some of that? Yeah, I didn't realize until like I started putting together these presentations that that is what they're doing. It's not just a dance. They're in a circular room spinning with a garment that gives them this angular momentum, and so they can spin for extended periods of time in a circular room where they lose all sense of direction. And this is how they access God. They're praising Allah. They're going beyond that singular self, that individual experience of reality, into the realms beyond that. And it's beautiful too. It's just like a amazing thing to see. And I love just how symbolic it is, and how serious they are about it. You can tell they really care. They went to great lengths to achieve this. Sure. This one? Yeah, I was just going to touch on that. So this is an example of using pain and trauma, self-inflicted pain, to induce ego loss, basically. Yeah, there's a number of cultures. I couldn't tell you which religions. I mean, it is probably Hindu, actually, where they'll have entire festivals where they'll use these piercings. But this is also in Catholicism too, self-flagellation. It's the same idea. Like with extreme sports, you're focusing the mind. You're unable to have that kind of self-referential thinking if you're in pain. If all of your thoughts are focused on this intensity, this raw. Just focused on staying alive. Or that, yeah. That's another one too. Actually, I didn't include. I have a photo in another presentation, but. You guys seen that 127 Hours movie or the book? The guy who got stuck. Yeah, his arm got stuck in a rock. He was stuck there for 127 hours, and he was experiencing very vivid hallucinations, just going into intense visionary experiences, and likely as a result of also dehydration and lack of food. Yes, yeah. His body was shut down. They say. Oh man, yeah, and that just goes to show that we have that in us as I think maybe even a survival mechanism to go outside of that intense pain that may or may not be self-inflicted. But regardless, yeah, there's some religions that go to great lengths. They take it very seriously, and this is again how they get closer to God. They experience the self beyond the self. And I also like to bring the modern example in. We may not look at it that way. It may be just like indulgence, whatever. But you have to admit, when you're at a concert and there's just loud music and lights, you can't see anything. There's just masses of people. You can't talk to anybody. There's no like normal interaction. You're just experiencing. It's like a cross between sensory deprivation and extreme sensory overload, right? Yeah, same thing, right? You're not able to have those parts of your brain active. You're forced into a state beyond your ego. And I think it's no wonder that we flock to these kinds of experiences. This I think is where we go when we're tired of doing the ego thing. We're just like, oh, I just want to like not think about work and my angry husband or wife. I don't want to have to deal with the human stuff, right? I put an example here. This is representing near-death experiences or even just death itself. There's actually some pretty good research behind this showing there's some very, very clear parallels between the reports from people who were clinically dead for minutes or maybe even longer, seeing the light going through the tunnel, but then there's a whole world beyond that. It's like they experience an entire dream sequence, see things, do things, often come back, totally different perspective. I mean, I've actually had a few people come to my integration groups. They've never done psychedelics, but they've had near-death experiences. And they explained to me that it like saved them. It like gave them a new lease on life. They reevaluated everything and shifted around their sense of belief, their perceptions, their opinions, and had these huge realizations. And I think maybe that is sort of a built-in function of what we're doing, to give us the ability to step outside that.